ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We have been looking at chapter 7, the nature of Bhagavan. And the nature of Bhagavan is for the source, for the nature of Bhagavan is the Upanishad and the Upanishad alone. This is something which we have to understand. What is the proof that there is Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti? The proof is you. We saw that in the last verse. Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yaya Idam Jagat Dharyate. We saw this. And the proof is you. Consciousness does not need proof. Consciousness does not need proof because it is Swatas Siddha. What is Swatas Siddha? Self-proven. Self-proven. There is no other proof that is needed because I don't need proof to tell you that I exist. I already know that because I am self-evident. So therefore, that self-evident consciousness alone is Para Prakriti, the absolute nature of Bhagavan, which is sentient and which is limitless and which is in the form of oneself. For this there is no proof needed even, and then that I am conscious, there is no proof needed, and that there is Apara Prakriti, meaning that there are insentient things in the Jagat. For that also there is no proof needed. Do I need to read some scientific paper to find out that certain things are insentient? No. I can tell immediately. When I eat my food, the spoon does not say I am hungry and eat up the food instead. When I use the microphone to speak, the microphone doesn't say I am tired of you teaching all the time. I also have a few things today say. I have also done Shravanam. In fact, I have done more than a 3-year course. I have been amplifying everything all the acharyas say. I also have a take on Vedanta. I need to be able to talk about that. No such thing. So I don't need a Shastra Pramana to understand that there are insentient things, and I don't need Shastra Pramana to understand that I am sentient. Where is the Shastra Pramana? That Ishvara is never away from anything insentient, and that Ishvara is of the nature of this sentience which is I. For that I need Shastra Pramana. To understand A, the nature of Ishvara, and B, to understand that oneness between myself and Ishvara, then only I need the role. There is where the role of the Shastra is. Not anywhere else. There is no other role for the Shastra at all. There is no other place for the Shastra. There is no other role other than this. And so therefore what? So therefore, the Shastra alone is Pramana, and here the Gita Shastra is the Pramana for the nature of Ishvara, which has two components. One is consciousness, and the other one is matter, which is inert. Matter means mithya. Consciousness means satyam. So this satyam and mithya are constitute the nature of Bhagavan. Oh, mithya is Bhagavan? Yes, because mithya is never away from satyam. Mithya is included in Bhagavan. That is what is apara prakriti. But Bhagavan is not Mithya. This is what we have to understand. Mithya is Bhagavan, Mithya is Sat, Sat is not Mithya. This we have to see. And this is what we have been seeing. And although the terminology is different, the material is one and the same that we have covered in the Mundaka Upanishad. And here a few things are in order to talk about. One is what? The effect is non-separate from the cause. So anything that is comes under the discussion of apara prakriti, effect, is non-separate from para prakriti, which is cause. Effect inheres the cause, and so then the effect is non-separate from the cause, and the lakshana of the cause is in the effect. So this is what we have to see. So then, what is Ishvara's nature? Apara plus para is Ishvara's nature, sentient and insentient. That which is insentient is not outside of Ishvara, and so the Jagat also is a mixture of sentient and insentient things. This is what we have to understand. And so the nature of Ishvara as it's being unfolded, the second thing to understand and to rid ourselves of the notion that God is some kind of a guy in the sky. This is the view of many of the established religions, but not in the Hindu tradition and not in many of the indigenous traditions either. Indigenous land-based traditions, etc. This is not the case. And so what is the difference here? The difference is that, we don't have a gender for God. We can say that God is both he and she. Jagataf Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau. And we can say both God is she and he. There is, she is in the form of the creative principle, because creation and the feminine force are conjoined. So she is in the form of the creative principle, and what is he? In the form of that which is the knowledge behind the creative principle. Without the creative principle, there is no creation. Without knowledge also there is no creation. And so the two are happily married. That's why all the deities in our tradition are happily married. Even Lord Ganesha, who is depicted as a brahmachari, is sometimes also depicted with his consorts Riddhi, increase, and Siddhi, success, prosperity. So prosperity and success are the consorts of Lord Ganesha. So like that, this is all Shakti. Without Shakti, there is no Ishvara. Without Ishvara, of course, there is no Shakti. And so so we can say Bhagavan is he and she, or we can say Bhagavan is neither he nor she. So this knowledge comes in stages, because first, for a person who was thinking Bhagavan is a guy in the sky, at least to include she and he together is a very big step, and that's a very healthy step, a step in the healthy direction, and then in the correct direction. And then from there one can graduate to understanding, appreciating Bhagavan as the truth of oneself, and that Bhagavan has no gender, just like I do not have a gender. This is what we have to see. And for all this, the Shastra alone has to be relied upon for this understanding. So then, that is the next thing we have to understand. And the third thing we have to understand in the coming verses 4 to 11, which is unfolding the nature of Bhagavan very beautifully. We have to understand that not just the beautiful and wonderful and glorious things in the universe are Bhagavan, but also the inglorious things are not outside of Bhagavan. And this is something that will be explained more in the chapter on Vishwarupa Darshana. In the 11th chapter, we will see that. But this is another mistake we make, and which is also deified as philosophies of different matas and different religions also. And what is this error? The error is thinking God must be good. If there is a God, must be good. God is neither good nor bad. This is where we have to see. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. God is not that which we consider Ishvara, that which the Upanishads reveal as Ishvara is neither good nor bad. Because as soon as you say good, what is good for you is not good for the person sitting next to you. You want the fan on full speed, and the person sitting next to you is shivering. Okay, and so what is for you, the fan is good, and for the other person, fan is bad. So good, bad, subjective, changing depending upon raga dveshas. And so dharma, adharma, again, there is a dyad, there is a conflict. And so anything that comes in pairs of two, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Dharma, Adharma, Karya, Akarya, Papa, Punya, all these dyads, God cannot take a stance. I am only Punya, I am not Papa. So where is the Papa coming from? And then there is a pressure to create some entity called devil. We don't have a concept of devil in the tradition. And this is the saving grace of the Hindu Dharma, that there is no devil. And there is no devil, there is neither devil nor devil minus D, which is the concept of evil. We don't have neither devil nor evil. And this is a saving grace, I am telling you really. Because if there is something called devil to whom you can ascribe everything terrible, then what happens? Then devil becomes a parallel reality to God. Again, we are in the soup, we are in the sticky soup of Dvaita. And then God and devil have it out. And they have to, the devil will keep on tempting everybody to come over to me, come over to my side. And God says, no, come over to my side. And the poor Jiva is caught between God pulling on one side and devil pulling on the other side. This may be nice to, understand as some kind of a allegory or story or something like that, but not the truth of Ishvara. It falls short on so many levels. First of all, there is Dvaita Hani. Dvaita Hani means what? There is a loss, or there is a destruction of, Advaita Hani. There is a destruction of Advaita. Where is Advaita? If we are constantly between dyads, good, bad, dharma, adharma, God, devil, there is no Advaita. So this is the first problem, is Advaita Hani. And when there is Advaita Hani, you can never say that myself and Ishvara are one and the same. That will not be the conclusion of these kinds of beliefs. Oh, but you also have asuras in your tradition. Ravanasura, and then Bakasura, Bhasmasura, and then so many other asuras are there. Raktabijasura, all these are demons. Yes, we have asuras. And we have asuras in whom the tamas and the rajas is so much, and in whom dharma is missing. Yes, but who are these asuras? They are all within Ishvara. They are all, most of them, actually nearly all of them, are devotees gone wrong. Devotees with a hubris. Hubris is a term in Greek drama, which means too much pride, which comes before a fall. So these are all devotees gone wrong. Devotees with too much ego, devotees with too much pride, and devotees that made the conscious choice to be like Bhagavan, not in essence, but but by unleashing a reign of terror and targeting innocent subjects like Duryodhana, like Hiranyakashipu, all these fellows. And therefore, Ishvara has to come and teach them a lesson. And in fact, when they are killed by Ishvara, they get moksha. so, so they are not, they are not, they don't challenge, they don't represent a challenge to our understanding of Ishvara. So, this is something we have to understand, that not just the good things, but also things which are difficult to see why they exist in the universe, like asuras, etc., also non separate from Bhagavan. And so, then what happens is that when we look at the world in this manner, we get something which is very, when we look at this world, the world in this manner, we see it's that all that is there is Bhagavan. The beginning is Bhagavan, and so Prabhava, beginning is Bhagavan, Pralaya is Bhagavan, everything is Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. There is nothing other than Bhagavan. All that is there is Bhagavan, everywhere is Bhagavan, up is Bhagavan, down is Bhagavan, this side is Bhagavan, that side is Bhagavan. What I consider good Bhagavan, what I consider not too good Bhagavan. And so then we will, if this much is understood, let us continue with the sixth verse of this chapter 7. Let me share that 1 second. एतद्योनीनि भूतानि एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीति उपधारय सर्वाणीत्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव सूत्रे मणिगणा इव रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं नृषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं नृषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनां बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमताम् अस्मि बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमताम् अस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं balam balavatam chaham, balam balavatam chaham, kamaraga vivarjitam, kamaraga vivarjitam, dharma viruddho bhuteshu, dharma viruddho bhuteshu, कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ, कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ. Very nice set of verses. Let us see this now. Etad yonini bhutani. Etad means these two prakritis, para and apara. The consciousness and matter. Matter is non-separate from consciousness. Matter is nothing but consciousness is not matter. Matter, inert, consciousness, sentient. We saw the 4-5 differences. And so matter, that which is observed, consciousness, that which cannot be observed, all this we have seen. And then consciousness, subtle, matter grows. And so this is the so verse number 6 talks about this matter and consciousness, para and apara prakriti. What are they? They become the birth canal, the source of sarvani bhutani. Iti upadharaya. Please ascertain. Please ascertain this. Please understand this. Please be one with this knowledge. What is this? Etad yonini bhutani. These two, what is that? Para and apara prakriti, consciousness and matter, and the upadana and nimitta karana. The upadana karana, the material cause, and the nimitta karana, the intelligence behind the matter, the intelligent cause, both of them are the source of all beings. Why not just say the material cause? If then we would not be having this conversation. If I was a matter and you were all matter and I was matter, then this whole discussion would not matter. Yeah, because we would neither would I be able to speak, nor would you be able to hear and understand. So therefore we cannot say, why not say it's all matter and close up the discussion? We can't say it's all matter. Who is the one that is saying it is matter? That one matters. That one is the consciousness. That one is aware. That one is the sakshi. That one is the observer. And here we are talking of the content of this observer, which itself cannot be objectified. So why not say it's just consciousness? If it is just consciousness, then again we would not be having this discussion. Why say para and apara both? Why not just say it's just consciousness and forget if the Jagat is to be dismissed anyway? This is an interesting argument. If the Jagat is to be dismissed anyway, why talk about the Jagat? Where is the dismissal happening? Tell me. Is it happening? Is the Jagat folding up? Is it happening to the Jagat? Is the Jagat folding up and there is pralaya immediately? No. Where is the dismissal happening? Right here, in my head. In my head it is happening, so it is more of a cognitive dismissal. Can't even call it dismissal, a cognitive transcendence. I know the Jagat is there, but I know the reality of the Jagat. Knowing the reality of the Jagat as mithya helps me to cross samsara. That is why this step is needed. Otherwise, I have nothing against the Jagat. The Jagat is converted to samsara because the para and apara prakriti of Bhagavan is not understood properly. Jagat is converted to a place of sorrow and strife and all these things because these two prakritis are not fully understood. This is why. And so therefore what? The Jagat is, there is no need to dismiss the Jagat. There is no need to say to get rid of the Jagat. There is no need to A, dismiss the Jagat. There is no need to B, get rid of the Jagat. The Jagat is just a benign manifestation of Ishvara. All that is there is Ishvara, and the Jagat is nothing but Ishvara. And so this, to understand this, these two prakritis, the consciousness and matter, or nimitta karana and upadana karana, must be understood as the source of all things in the universe. Please ascertain that both of them are the source. Even the individual is a mix-up of apara, which is matter, which is the five elements, etc., the body-mind complex, and then para, which is the indweller, the consciousness. So then the Lord says, Aham kritsnasya jagatah. Kritsnam means the whole entire total of the total jagat. I am prabhavaha. I am the origin. I am the origin. I am the cause. I am the cause of the origin of the whole jagat. But unlike people who start an organization and cannot run it, some people, they start an organization but they don't know what to do. They have poor interpersonal relationships, or they are controlling all the time and don't know how to delegate. Either way, they don't know how to run the organization. Certain other people, they don't know how to start anything, including a sentence. They cannot even throw in words together and start a conversation. But you give them something to run and they can run with it very, very, very nicely. And still others, they neither know how to start nor know how to run things, but you give them something to close up. You say, please, this is getting out of hand, put an end to this. They are blessed directly by Rudra, Lord Rudra, and they take a wrecking ball and they just, they can put an end to anything. You give them something and it's immediately destroyed. So then, for such people with this kind of a prarabdha, it behooves them to open a destruction company where old buildings will be standing there, and it has been condemned by the government. Nobody can stay there because the roof is falling, something is leaking, there is mold, there is all kind of things, and it is uninhabitable. And it can't be just standing there because the plot is being used up. And then the plot can be, if it is demolished, then they can build, they can make use of the land and build something and maybe house more people. That is what that is why we have now in India urban jungles where all these old buildings in place of old houses, huge skyscrapers are being constructed. Anyhow, so this person who has the prarabdha that as soon as they look at anything, it gets destroyed, they better start a demolition company. In that they will be very much appreciated and succeed, because what is their job? To destroy things. And so this is the idea. But here Bhagavan is the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. From that same Bhagavan has ensued the matter and consciousness, non-separate from Bhagavan, and Bhagavan being all knowledge, omniscient, all power, is the cause of the Prabhava, the origin of the Jagat, and the Pralaya, which is the dissolution of the Jagat. Origin means there is no origin. It is a state of manifestation. From demanifestation it goes to manifestation, and then from manifestation again to a condition of demanifestation. That's why you don't have to put an end to the Jagat. You don't have to close down the Jagat. All that is there is manifestation and unmanifestation. That's all there is there. Nothing else is there. So then, and in the middle, we have to put a little word here, sthiti. So in between Prabhavaha and Pralayaha, what is there? Sthitihi means the sustenance is also there. That's why we have our own version of the Trinity. Brahma, Maheshwara. Prabhavaha is Bhagavan, Brahmaji is Bhagavan with the particular form and function associated with the origin of the universe. Mahavishnu, Lord Vishnu, is the form and function of Bhagavan associated with the sustenance of the universe. Pralayaha means it is for Pralaya we say it is Lord Rudra Maheshwara, which is Bhagavan associated with the dissolution or the demanifestation of the universe. So like this, everything is all Ishvara in a manifest form and Ishvara in an unmanifest form at the cosmic level. And whereas at the individual level, it is you awake and it is you asleep. Prabhavaha, I just woke up. Pralaya, I went to sleep. Where? Right in the middle of Vedanta class when Ishvara was being unfolded. Happens, it's okay. And so this is at the individual level also we have Prabhava and Pralaya, and that again Bhagavan is in charge. And at the level of the Jagat also Prabhava and Pralaya and Sthiti are there, and that also is there is Bhagavan alone. Further, then the question will come, okay, what is the cause, oh Ishvara, whoever you are, whose nature I am understanding now, what is the cause of your Prabhava and what is the cause of your Pralaya? If the question were to be asked, then the answer is given by the Lord himself, Mattaha. Mattaha means other than me. Mattaha, other than me. Parataram, a bigger cause, a greater cause, a more ultimate cause. Na anyat kinchit asti. Nothing else is there. O Dhananjaya, O Arjuna. O Arjuna. हे अर्जुन मत्तः परतरं न अन्यत् अस्ति किंचित् न अस्ति अन्यत् किंचित् नास्ति other than me, bigger than me, greater than me, or something that has caused me and caused me to cause other beings is not there. So even though in the stories of the Purana have God, we always ascribe family to God. So like for example, Ganesha has parents, Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. So Ganesha is described as sometimes in the photos also you see a baby Ganesha sitting very cutely in Parvati's lap. That is only for the sake of fixing the mind. And that is only for the people who are unable to understand this because they like children, etc. So children are not able to understand this. For a 2-year-old, if you say, oh, the Lord is Prabhava and Pralaya, for a 5-year-old and 2-year-old, they will just look at you blankly and then start to play with their toys. They won't understand. But then the mother, when feeding the 2-year-old, says, see, Lord Ganesha is sitting in Mother Parvati's in his mom's lap and he is also eating. Let's give him one bite of food and you can also have another bite of food. The child will just uncomplainingly say, even the most picky child who doesn't very finicky about food will say, somewhere the person has to begin. Somewhere the relationship has to start. So the Puranas are basically Veda and Vedanta alone, but in a form that is appealing to the masses, to children, and to people who have no background in this and who don't have the emotional maturity, the spiritual growth, adhikaritvam to understand abstract ideas. And also oneness. So therefore, if the question comes, okay, Ganesha's parents are Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, who are Ganesha's grandparents, who is Shiva's mother, who is Shiva's father, like this. Then even in the Puranas, Shiva is depicted as parentless, because somewhere we have to, the buck has to stop. So here we are not in this verse. In verse number 7, seventh verse, 7th chapter, we are not talking of Shiva. We are not talking of Vishnu. We are not talking of Brahmaji. We are talking of Ishvara, that which is the truth of all names and forms, itself nameless and formless, which has manifested in relation to the Jagat as the cause of the Jagat, which is a temporary status, because the Jagat is not always here. Jagat comes, Jagat goes. And so therefore what? So therefore, mattah parataram na anyat kinchit asti. Other than me, there is nothing else. There is nothing else other than me. I am the material cause. I am the intelligence behind the creation. And nothing, there is no force that is there that has created me. There is no consciousness that is greater than I. There is no matter that is greater than I. There's nothing there other than me. I am the causeless cause. In fact, that causality is also superimposed upon me, because you are asking questions about the reality of this Jagat. So I have to accept a temporary role as the parent of the Jagat. Even though it is apparent that I am neither parent nor do I have a parent. That is what is most apparent in this verse. And so I am the causeless cause. I don't have antecedents. I don't have precedents. I just am. That's why the word for Bhagavan in Sanskritam is Swayambhu, Swayam Bhavati, manifested on its own. There is no parents. There is no other people. That's all there is Ishvara, and that beginningless consciousness, which is now in relation to the Jagat, invested with Shakti, the Shakti of all power to create, to resolve, to sustain. That is Maya, and the matter also is the Maya from the Maya has two kinds of things. Maya is the Jagat, and Maya is Avyakta in the form of Shakti, invisible Shakti. Shakti of Bhagavan, all knowledge, Avyakta, unmanifest, the invisible power. This is who I am. And this is very beautiful, a beautiful, what is that called? A beautiful imagery is given here to assimilate this. Mayi, in me, sarvam idam protam, in me, all these are included. Protham, I am filled with this. We saw in the Mundakopanishad, Otaf Protah. Otah, long threads, Protah, this, horizontal threads. It is meaning woven. In me, the whole thing, the whole universe is woven in me. Like what? Not like fabric. Sutre Maniganaha iva. Pearls, group of pearls, beads, sutra, string, eva, as though, like even. This is the example that is given. Very beautiful verse. In fact, verses 4 to 7, 4 to 11 are extremely important in the entire Bhagavad Gita, because the nature of the Lord is being unfolded. Very, 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 very beautiful. So, Sutre Maniganaha Iva, just like in the thread, the pearls are strung, and then what? What am I? Strung out. Strung out means tensed. No, no, no. I am not tensed. I am not strung out. I hold the entire Jagat. The entire Jagat looks like a beautiful necklace because of me. I am the string that holds everything together. I have chosen the various beads. So if you go to a bead shop, and then, or even Rudraksha shop, let us say, and then you say, okay, I want a 5-faced Rudraksha. Rudraksha has certain sides, beads. And so, and then you say, I want in the middle, I want a big one as a pendant. And then I wanted graded Rudrakshas so that the tiny ones are at the top of the necklace, and then as it goes, it becomes graded and bigger, and the biggest Rudraksha should be in the middle. And then I make a beautiful mala for myself. And then what do you see in the mala? Do you see the string? No. But is the string there? Yes. The string is the unsung hero of the mala. You wear the mala and go around, everybody, oh, and then you say, I made it myself. You pat yourself on the back. Oh, how did you do this? So beautiful. And look at this Rudraksha, look at that bead, look at this bead. Maybe in between you put some crystals and pearls and some other gemstones, which the what is that? The person reading the horoscope, astrologer, which the astrologer said are good for you. You made all these things. You made a wonderful necklace with all colored stones along with Rudraksha, amethyst, you put moonstone, you put, what else did you put? You put you put the pearls, you put crystal beads, all chosen by you, and you have made a beautiful necklace. You have made a wonderful necklace of fantastic beads. It is just so lovely. Fantastic it is. The color combinations are to die for, and then the size again impeccable. And when everybody appreciates your necklace all over the ashram, you wear it and show it off. You show it off to your friends, you show it off to your family, you show it everywhere. Then what? What are they seeing when they appreciate the necklace? Are they appreciating the string, or are they appreciating the beads? They are appreciating the beads. So too in the Jagat, we fall in love. One falls in love. Fall, the operative word is fall. So the person falls in love with all kinds of things, all kinds of useless things, wonderful things, everything. Falls in love. There is something, Pujya Swamiji used to say that for every item in the universe, there is a buyer. There is somebody to appreciate it. Every item has a person who is ready to buy that. And so one falls in love with all kinds of things in the universe, but those are just beads. What is holding the Jagat together? What is holding the universe together? Think of the universe. Think of this whole necklace called the universe, where Bhagavan will string through the galaxies. And the galaxies are the beads, and stars yet to be found are the beads. We cannot see them because we do not have a stronger telescope. That will perhaps come either in our lifetimes or even beyond, as science, astronomical science progresses. So we cannot see, but Lord knows, and Ishvara has already strung these beautiful beads, shining beads in the form of planets, stars, galaxies, even black holes. And then what? Dark matter, bright matter. And there is even something God principle, boson particle. Everything is strung in this necklace. What to talk of everyday things we encounter in the Jagat, hat, cat, rat, mat, bat. That is nothing. And all this, and there is not a single mistake. Just like your necklace, flawless it is, and the color combinations are wonderful, and the repetition of the beads is perfect, and the timing of it is perfect, the size of it is perfect, the grading is perfect, everything is perfect. Similarly, the whole Jagat is perfectly strung together, not a single mistake. That which is infallible is Bhagavan. The infallibility of the Jagat belongs to Bhagavan, and Bhagavan is the unsung hero because Bhagavan is invisible, and every pearl in the necklace is held up by Bhagavan, is sustained by Bhagavan, created by Bhagavan, goes back to Bhagavan in this so-called necklace, the Jagat. Every pearl, every atom, every particle, everything in the universe is held in the string, which is Bhagavan. The unsung hero of the universe is Bhagavan. Not seeing that, one falls in love with the name and form, namely, one's understanding is only on the bead level, on the pearl level, does not extend to the necklace. Cannot and does not extend to the necklace. It is only hanging on the pearl level. On the level of the pearl it is hanging. It is not it is not and one can perhaps appreciate the necklace, but it does not include the string. Why? Invisible, somewhere in the background. But if my understanding of the necklace is missing the string, then it is what is a necklace without the string? Is there a necklace without a string? You may argue with me, you may say, well, I can take all the beads and arrange them nicely on my bed or on my table in my room, on my desk. I can put a piece of cloth, or on my bed, I can arrange it in the form of a necklace. Okay, arrange. Can you wear it? No. All right, I can lie down and then arrange it around my neck. I can arrange the beads. I can put some gum, glue, and then stick it on. It will not be the same. It will really not be the same. And even if you argue, I'll stick the beads together, then I will change the metaphor and say, Bhagavan is the glue that is holding the beads together. What are you going to do now? So we can't split the hairs in this analogy, in this illustration. The illustration is beautiful. Without the string, there is no necklace. Oh, the whole necklace is because of string. Can you say the other way around? The entire string is because of the necklace? No. String exists. Whether there are beads on it or not, string exists. Beads depend upon the string to become a necklace. String does not depend on the beads. This is exactly what we have to see. Beads, apara prakriti, string, para prakriti. Very, very, very beautiful. And so when the string goes, the beads scatter and the Jagat becomes chaotic. That which is holding the Jagat in an orderly manner is Ishvara, this consciousness, this cause of the universe, which is in the form of Bhagavan. You may say, what order is it? Somebody is killing somebody here, and somebody is looting somebody there, and the governments are getting toppled, and all these, so many adharma so much adharma is being practiced. You may say all that. No problem. You have every right to say all that. That is your opinion. You have every right to say that. What we would say is that all that is Bhagavan. Some people are born to exhaust other people's karmas. That is why we have all these mafia and unsavory people. Sometimes their job is to exhaust other people, and they will perfectly. At the same time, they will get their just desserts. They will get their dues. They will get their due in court and by the government. And if they escape that, they will certainly never, 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 ever escape the karmic dues. They will not. Karma will catch them. So this is not my problem to give them punishment. What is my problem? To see this beautiful necklace as the Jagat. And before we go further, let us also see, let us also take in, grow a little more in our understanding, to take in that the fact that the necklace may have some misshapen beads, some difficult looking beads, beads that look like a landmine and a bomb, a handmade bomb. That is also there. Oh my God, if I wear it, I'm going to blow up. That is also there. And why? What is that also Bhagavan? Yes. It includes not just the wonderful beads, but the difficult things also. The difficult things to assimilate because of my ragadveshas and my partisan view of Bhagavan as all good, and all the good things, everything, what I consider good, what I consider bad, the totality of that is Bhagavan, because Bhagavan transcends both of them. Going further, from 7 to 11, Bhagavan is going to describe the beads in the necklace and tell us how who is Bhagavan and what is the meaning of how that Bhagavan is in every Namarupa. Rasaha aham apsu. Apsu, in the waters, aham, know me to be the taste of the waters. On a thirsty, hot day, especially when dehydration is setting in and you're looking everywhere, you don't look for a Coca-Cola. That's not the first thought. Even if somebody gives you Coca-Cola, you say that that's fine. I'm fond of Coca-Cola, but right now I need what? Water. The taste in the water, as we have seen in the Tattva Bodha, is the distinctive feature of water. And that Bhagavan appropriates for himself. I am that which makes water water. Without taste, there is no water. Oh, but water is tasteless. Yes, that is its taste. That tastelessness is its taste. In fact, if we sip water mindfully, there is a kind of a clear, sweet taste. There is a kind of a sweetness without being sugar. That is the taste. And that is what I am in the water. I am the taste. In fact, there is nothing other than taste. That which is the defining quality, the defining principle of water is what? Taste. That is who I am. And then Kaunteya, O Arjuna, and I am the light of the moon and the sun. By the day, the sun is the luminary that gives light, and I am the light of the sun, because of which the world comes alive, because of which things happen. And we can see this as the day dawns. We can see this. In India, especially, it is very, very marked. So the traffic starts, and then the papers are delivered to certain small shops from which they will be delivered to the homes. Big stacks of papers are delivered even if the shops are not open. They are just piled in front of the shops. Big vans come and pile the papers, the morning papers, in front of the small shops, from which the people who deliver, the delivery people come and collect these things, put them on their cycles or scooters and go and deliver. Then the milkmen and women are active, the milk deliverers are active, everything that is needed for the morning. It's like everybody is welcoming, getting ready to welcome the sun. And in front of temples, the flower ladies are active, making malas to greet the Lord. As soon as the temple door opens, and in the courtyard, the flower ladies are active, and you should see their hands going. They don't use these little, what is that, needle, thread, nothing. They just make a little knot with the hands and they just go at speed. In 5 minutes, they have made a mala. It's amazing. And then there is a person pushing a little cart in which all the tea things are there, because all these paper walas and flower walis, when they come to work, they need something hot to sustain them. And here, lo and behold, in the dawn, the person pushing the cart which has everything to make tea, a small little stove which you pump and then you turn it on, or a little gas stove, and then a pan that has seen so many cups of tea and has made and fed so many people with tea. And then one bottle of masala, ginger, fresh milk, water, everything is there, sugar, tons of it. All this is there. And the person in a very meditative state puts everything together, and then the aroma of the milk, water, spices boiling spreads through the whole area. And then there are more things like all the morning people, they are active. And then I am the light of the sun, in whose presence the whole world wakes up. I am the light, and because of the light, we can have food. That light is the what nourishes plants, and plants are the only things that can convert sunlight into food. Then we eat plants, and our bodies survive because of the sun. The whole jagat survives because of the sun, and because of that light, the solar light. I am the one. And then by night, it's the moon, the pleasing moon, the crescent moon, beautiful half moon, so lovely. And then the full moon, the loveliest of them all. Beautiful. Prabha asmi shashi surya yoho. But by day, I am the light of the sun through which people conduct, all the beings, not just people, all the beings depend upon me and conduct their affairs. And I am the cool, enjoyable light of the moon in which the certain plants grow, in which certain herbs grow. I am that, Arjuna. Know me as that alone. Pranavaha. I am the Omkara in all the Vedas. All the Vedas have one thing in common. What is that? Om. Om. The sacred sound. Om. And that Om is what? Everything. Om is Ishvara, Om is consciousness, Om is Apara Prakriti, Om is Para Prakriti, Om is Jiva, Om is Bhagavan, Om is Jagat. Nothing is left out. Om. And this Om alone I am. And Acharya Swamiji has explained Om in detail. Phonetically, it is all sounds together. Ah, first sound, last sound, and all the other sounds rounded up as oo. Phonetically, it is the sum total of all sounds together. And then it is alambana. Alambana means it is the gateway through which Ishvara is understood. Ishvara is understood as it is the gateway through which Ishvara is understood, because Om is invested by the Mandukya Upanishad. Om is loaded up to be a synonym for Bhagavan. Om includes Jiva through the syllables a, u, ma, waker, sleeper, dreamer. Through these, each syllable stands for the waker, and the waker, sleeper, and dreamer. And the waker is not in a vacuum. The waker is included in what? The waking world. The waker connects to the waking world. What is waking world? Virat. Omkara. Virat. Virat in the form of Ishvara. And the individual waker, non-separate from Ishvara. Vishwa. Vividham bhavati iti Vishwa. Vividha pratyaya gamyam Vishwam. That which is understood by various cognitions. So the individual waker and the waking world are two sides, so to speak, of the same Ishvara. Vyashti, Samashti, the individual, the total. So the individual waker is included in the waking world. And the individual sleeper, Prajnaha, the one who doesn't know anything, Prakarshena Agnaha. And who is that? Ishvara alone. The sleeping world means Pralaya, where the whole universe has gone into demanifestation. Who is there? The one who is observing the demanifestation at the total level, and the one who is observing the demanifestation at the individual level of sleep. When the sleeper wakes up, what does he or she say? I slept very well, the observer of sleep. And the universe in a state of demanifestation. That is all, both of those. The individual sleeper is not outside of the pralaya, and the pralaya itself is what? Is Ishvara is the Jagat is Ishvara without the Jagat in a demanifest state. And then finally we have dreamer, Ishvara as Hiranyagarbha on the collective level, and the individual as what? Taijasa. The individual is given a name, Taijasa, full of tejas, the radiance of imagination and the radiance and the creative power of creating the memory and desire, weaving that into a wonderful dream. Taijasa. Taijasa Prajna Vishwa, individual. And then Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and then Virat, total. And all these things, the difference between the individual and the individual, the total, Jagat, and the consciousness without the Jagat, all this is included in the Omkara. So Om is the way to Om is the way to invoke Ishvara through in and through the various roles, forms, individual, total, everything. Finally, Om is what? Om is consciousness. Om is that silence in between two chants. Om and then one Om. 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 What is that silence? That is you can't say there is nothing there. I am there. And that don't say Ishvara is silence. No, I am there. That silence is the lakshana for the presence of that which can never be silent, which is always advertising itself. Ishvara is not opposed to sound. Ishvara is not opposed to silence. That's why we don't say only silence. Only silence is Ishvara. Then what about all the sounds? Especially in India, full of sounds. What are we going to do? Nothing shuts up in India. Everything is full of sounds all the time. Sound is non-separate from Ishvara. Silence is non-separate from Ishvara. And then this Om, the Pranava, is I am Om in all the Vedas. I am that I am the essence of all the Vedas, which is in the word Om. And then I am Shabdaha Khe. I am the sound in space. Sound is distinct in space, Shabdaha Khe, and then Paurusham. I am the humanity in human beings. So I am and the one who is lacking in this humanity is called Asura, that's all. It's not a parallel reality to God. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.